Okay, so I feel a little bit like a person that's about to go blow up a tower or something with a bomb right now. Like I feel like I'm making a manifesto, just me sitting in front of this green screen. But I'm really fucking pissed off right now, and I just have some things I need to get off my chest. We talk about politics on this channel, stuff and things. We had a whole episode. I have the Donald Trump Crazy series, which fucking ended up being kind of a mess, but yeah, what will happen if Donald Trump gets impeached is the point of this video, but I want to address something first, and it's some of the shit that I've been seeing on Facebook, which I'm much more active in talking about politics on. So if you want to find me on Facebook, Zachary Shade, if you feel the need to debate politics with me, I'm there more than I am here, especially since my comment section is always dead. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little sick, so I'm going to be sniffling a lot. Before I really get into the implications and the possible outcomes of Donald Trump being impeached, though, I really want to share these couple of Facebook things that I've seen, which are just absolutely ridiculous, and it's the reason that I'm pissed off, and it's the reason that I'm making this video. So I'm going to show you a video. It's about 5.5 minutes long. I apologize, but it's from 1985. I don't remember his first name. Bezmenov is an ex-KGB agent who was talking about how the left, the Marxists anyway, will can influence a society. I'm trying to keep watch the video and then I'll explain why it upsets me, so I'm gonna put it on now.
Only about 15% of time, money,
and I'm just gonna smoke a cigarette.
Is spent on espionage as such. The other 85% is a slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism, American patriotism. The demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. For the last 25 years, actually it's overfulfilled, because demoralization now reaches such areas where previously not even Comrade Andropov and all his experts would even dream of such a tremendous success. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans, thanks to lack of moral standards. As I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, Even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he is going to receive a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boot crashes then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of demoralization. So the next stage is destabilization. This time, subverter does not care about your ideas and the patterns of your consumption. Whether you eat junk food and get fat and flabby, doesn't matter anymore. This time, and it takes only from 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation, what matters is essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. And you can see it quite clearly that in some areas, in such sensitive areas as defense and economy, the influence of Marxist-Leninist ideas in the United States is absolutely fantastic. I could never believe it 14 years ago when I landed in this part of the world that the process will go that fast. The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. You can see it in Central America now. And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. Normalization is a cynical expression borrowed from Soviet propaganda. When the Soviet tanks moved into Czechoslovakia in '68, Comrade Brezhnev said, "Now the situation in brotherly Czechoslovakia is normalized." This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth, to destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C., with benevolent dictators like Walter Mondale, who will promise lots of things, never mind whether the promises are fulfillable or not. Your leftists in the United States, all these professors and all these beautiful civil rights defenders, they are instrumental in the process of the subversion only to destabilize the nation. When their job is completed, they are not needed anymore. They know too much. Some of them, when they get disillusioned, when they see that Marxist-Leninists come to power, obviously they get offended. They think that they will come to power. That will never happen, of course. They will be lined up against the wall and shot. But they may turn into the most bitter enemies of Marxist-Leninists when they come to power. And that's what happened in Nicaragua. You remember most of it. It's divided in 4 basic stages: demoralization, destabilization, crisis, normalization.
So, I now have a lot to say, but I'm going to pause the video for a moment, as I would like to grab a notebook so I can be clear and concise here. I want to get my thoughts in order, instead of saying and a lot like I did in the beginning of the video. Be back in a moment. Okay, I lied. I'm not going to write my thoughts down in a notebook first, because I like my videos to be raw and just what I'm thinking. And fuck it, that's what I like to do. So, this is going to be super shitty looking because my monitor's over there and I'm going to be reading off of it, but whatever. So, and the light's in the way, so I have to lean like an idiot. That video was posted with the headline, "Ex-KGB agent explains how the left subverts nations." I don't know entirely, but I'm pretty sure that people are trying to share that to say that Trump is good, even though he's doing exactly everything that was described in that video. Just this long process of civil unrest and whatnot, it goes along with absolutely everything, and with his possible Russian connections as it is, and being under investigation for colluding with Russia, all that does is just really prove more that Trump is indeed colluding with Russia, yet its point and the way it's being shared is to say, like, thank God this isn't happening because the Democrats aren't in power. What the fuck? I don't understand how you can be like, the fake news and the shit, but, you know, this guy, he said, you know, that the Democrats try to spread fake news and claim that shit is fake news, and like, he's describing exactly what is happening. I don't know any other way to phrase that, and it's so fucking frustrating. It's unbelievable. I don't... How? How do you support somebody describing exactly what is happening under the Trump administration as a thing that Hillary Clinton would have done? And by the way, not a Clinton supporter. I'm a centrist, socialist, libertarian, I guess, if you really had to, like, classify my political views. Basically, if it causes more fucking harm than help, don't do it. That's the bottom line in my politics. Like, the Republicans are super fucking Christian, but they certainly don't give a shit about the thou shalt not kill with all the drone strikes and whatnot. And I'm not saying that, like, Obama didn't have a fuck ton of drone strikes during his presidency either. But it's just, oh my god, it's so fucking obnoxious that you can fucking... I'll just be repeating myself, so I'm moving on here. 2. A post that I saw on Facebook after the Comey investigation. I actually sat there for 2.5 hours and I watched, or not Comey investigation, but Comey testimony. I sat there for 2.5 hours and I watched the entire goddamn thing. So I think that I'm probably more qualified to know what I'm talking about than people who just didn't watch it and share fucking retarded posts on Facebook. Including this one that I'm going to put up behind me here. Top 10 things we learned today. And nice screenshot that they took of Comey there, trying to make him look as dumb as possible. Because, you know, if you get anybody in mid-sentence or mid-action, you can make them look like an idiot. 1. Trump was never under investigation. Blatantly not true. 2. Trump did not obstruct justice. That's the opposite of what he said as well. 3. Trump did not collude with Russia. Again, the opposite of what he said. So this will go through the list. 4. Russia did not alter the election outcome. 5. Comey leaked his own memo. That one may be possibly true, but he didn't admit to it. 6. Loretta Lynch pressured Comey to cover for Hillary Clinton. 7. There was ample evidence to put Hillary in jail, but Comey chose not to pursue it. 8. CNN and other fake news outlets have been lying and making things up this entire time. Seriously? You think Comey would call CNN fake news? Get the fuck out of here. 9. The Democratic Party no longer has the ability to scream Russia every time Trump tries to do something. Yeah, they do. And 10. The Russia story is dead. Any Democrats who continue to push it will look foolish and insane to the American public. What? I'll not crop out my comment. Or I said, I don't get it if there was an 11. All of these things are untrue. I'd get the joke, but now I'm just confused. And, that's how I was with the other video, too. I'm just confused. Like, just spreading blatant lies is how you're going to defend your president, Trump supporters? Like, at least come at it. Be logical. Mildly logical. Like, posting 10 very blatantly untrue statements for anybody who actually bothered to watch it was probably only a couple 100,000 people, unfortunately. It's just it. And that exactly describes what the fucking ex-KGB agent was talking about. It's spread misinformation, make people disenfranchised, and cause civil unrest. That's what's happening right now. And it's fucking working, and it's infuriating, and that's why I had to make this video. So, now that that's all out of the way, and explaining why I'm pissed off and felt the need to make this, I'm going to actually get into what could happen with a possible Trump impeachment. I just have to gather my thoughts for a moment, so see you in a second.